Holtz with Dare to Dream Bigger. Bob, thank you very much for the glowing recommendation and all those wonderful things you said about me. I wrote most of them, but not all of them. So what I do, I help smart and ambitious leaders improve their communication, in a nutshell. I help people look at others, figure out where they are in their leadership energy level, what they're doing, and how to get them to align their values with my clients so you can get things done the way you want it to be done. So for instance, the way this might work is, let's say there's a small company, and let's say you're the leader and you have 5 employees. What would it be like to be able to figure out how to get them behind you quickly based on whatever they're going through? Because they may have very different motivations than the leader. One of my clients, her goal was to get 5 of these projects done per day. She has to work with 3 other people. She's a 29-year-old girl, just turning 30. She's never been in a management role. The way she always managed was by telling her little brothers and sisters what to do, how to do it, and do it now. And they listened, and it worked great. It was a great management style for that part of her life. Now she's working with other people who are in their 50s, who are in their 30s, who are in their 20s, and they don't like to be managed that way. It's ineffective. So she has to learn, how do I get these other people on the same page? Well, the first thing she learned is they don't have the same goals. Her goal was to get 5 of these projects done by the end of the day, but that wasn't their goal. One of her employees, a 50-something-year-old, was getting divorced. Her goal was try not to cry in front of anybody by 5 o'clock. So by working with this client and being able to identify that that person is in a whole different way that needs to be led differently, she can find a solution of how to get this woman who just doesn't want to cry to get her values lined up behind my client and get the job done that my client wants to get done. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. All right. What about millennials? Anybody ever have to work with millennials and find that there's a communication difference? There's a value difference, and it's very common, and there's a lot of good reasons for it. But if you have a millennial who thinks one way, maybe, let's say, work-life balance might be very different than a baby boomer. How do you get everyone together so they want to get the same thing done? That's where I come in. Call me. That's how I help. So the result of this is more profits, less energy spent trying to get everyone on the same page, and less effort. So we're looking at more profits, less stress. Who doesn't want that? So what would be, and who has the timer?
I do.
Great, thank you, that's what I need to see. So what would be the result if you were able to shift the energy of the people around you to get their values lined up with yours, not just in the work environment? What if you could do it with potential clients? What if you could get the clients that you want, the ones that pay on time, the ones that appreciate your service and appreciate all your hard work, the clients that understand you're doing something above and beyond and appreciate it. Those kind of clients, and that pay on time. Did I say that? Mm-hmm. So, as Bob said, I spent 15 years as an executive recruiter. I worked with companies looking for employees and figuring out how to attract them and how to keep the ones they have. Because when we lose an employee, oh my God, there's so many headaches. You lost them, you lost everything that they were bringing in. It takes a while to go get more. Now you have to run an ad or find people, you have to interview. You gotta find the right one, then they have to turn in their 2 weeks notice. You're losing money. How much money do you save when you can keep the people that you already have, keep the good ones, and attract the other good ones when you need them? So for 15 years, I spent every single day talking to leaders about why do people stay, why do people leave? And it might surprise you guys, it's not because of money. Money's important. Everybody says they want to make more money, but people will leave even to take a job with less money if it has something that's more important to them. Money's not even in the top 5. The top 5 are a person will leave for a better career opportunity, a better perceived company, better projects, or a better day-to-day life, a better boss, and a better location. And those might mean different things to different people. A better location to one person might be they don't have to cross a bridge in rush hour. A better location to someone else might be we're having a baby, we're going to move closer to the wife's family. So those are the reasons people will leave or come to a company. Some of those you can't really work on, like a better location. If you're in a spot and that's where you are, you can't work on that. But you can work on a better career opportunity, which doesn't necessarily mean more money. Or it doesn't necessarily mean more management or more people. Everybody's different. So imagine, what if you could figure out what are the motivators for the people around you? What if you could figure it out quickly, just by a few sentences of what they say? You can understand what level of energy are they using. There's 7 levels I've been trained in. I won't tell you about today because not enough time. But if you can identify that quickly and then figure out how to shift that energy to something that is going to work better for you, like a level 5, which is win-win. If you can take someone who comes in, rah, 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 I'm all mad about this, and in 30 seconds change it so that they want to get behind you, think of what that means. On a personal side, what if you can do that with your spouse, with your kids, with your friends? If you see where they're coming, anyone ever have a teenager that likes to argue? I turned into a lawyer, so it paid off. Good golly, that girl can argue. But I'll tell you what, if I'd known then what I know now, I could have saved a lot of arguing. Because when she would come in, and I could see she's in that fighter mode, instead of going, oh my God, here we go again, I could change that just by asking a couple of questions that would get her values to change. So I help teach efficiency in this way. A little bit about my training. After 15 years of being an executive recruiter, I took all that knowledge and said, how can I help other people, not just these businesses? So here I am to help your business and your referrals in your friend's business. I was trained through the Institute of Professionalism and Excellence in Coaching. It was about a year program. I am certified, which means I did a whole bunch of stuff. It's kind of like a master's degree, lots of papers, lots of classes, lots of time. And here I am. How are we doing on time, Stephen?
2.5.
Okay, so one of the things I wanted to do when I came here was to give you guys some information, but I wanted to give you something you could take with you that you can actually use in your life to improve things, even just from a little 10-minute presentation. So I brought something, it's called the Wheel of Life. And you know how you have a wheel and you have spokes on a wheel? And when the wheel is full of air and everything's round, you go through life and it's a very smooth ride. And have you ever seen a wheel that's not quite round anymore? Maybe a spoke is broken and it has a dent here, or it's not quite full here. That wheel of life, the-thunk, 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 it's more difficult. So I brought you a wheel of life to take home, look at where your spokes are, figure out how happy are you in these different areas? How satisfied are you? They go from 1 to 10. 1 is the lowest, 10 is the highest. That's where 10 is where the wheel is full. And I'm going to pass these out to everybody. Take them home, fill them out, and see if there's a spot that's making your life a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. And if you do have a spot like that, give me a call. Or if you have a friend that has a spot like that. Doesn't cost anything. I'm happy to chat, happy to give you information. If you want to move forward with coaching, great. If not, you might have learned something. So Pam Winholtz, Dare to Dream Bigger, Dare to Dream Bigger. 53 seconds left, you guys.
Anybody have any questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, questions.
What was the 5 reasons people will go to a different job again? You said better career, better life. And
They will go for a better career opportunity, a better company, better projects or day-to-day life, a better boss, and a better location. Then comes money.
I have a comment. We had a one-to-one, and I was sharing with, I have one of those argumentative daughters. And she said, she gave me a few questions to ask. who, what, when, where, and why, right?
Yep.
And my daughter came in and she just knows how to push my buttons. And I looked at her and I said, well, why would you say that? Shut her up in an instant. It's like, I'm gonna use that all the time. So, yeah, it really works, not only professionally, but personally as well. So, yeah, definitely. So thank you.
Thank you for that. All right,
I got,
that's what I got. Oh,
for some reason I was thinking benefits would be one of the reasons for, changing jobs, like a company may not offer certain things.
it's not a primary motivator, it's a secondary motivator.
Gotcha.
Surprisingly enough, because people will take a pay cut, or they'll give up benefits for a better opportunity, a better company, or what they perceive as something better.
Okay.
Money is important. Now, there is a certain percentage that are job hoppers, and they will always leave for another quarter. But once people have enough money to live on, it's no longer a primary motivator.
That's great. Excellent.
All right?
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Perfection.